Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and today I thought I would sit down and chat with you guys and gals a little bit about the idea that powerlifters need to treat their accessory exercises the way bodybuilders train. You need to think of them like a bodybuilder does. But if you guys would, please remember to click like down below. I would greatly appreciate it. Please remember to subscribe or follow me. Please share this video, and also most importantly, comment below under my video. Leave your thoughts, leave me a comment, leave me a hello. I would appreciate that greatly. But let's get over to the point. So when I say think like a bodybuilder, I mean your only purpose for accessory work needs to be, can I build as much muscle as possible while creating the least fatigue on my body, beating my body up the least. And that latter is critical because we are already lifting heavy. As power lifters, we are lifting heavier than any other type of athlete already for the most part. People could argue strongmen in some cases, but generally speaking, we are lifting heavy. We are doing more heavy, truly heavy singles and doubles and triples than anybody else. We're already training heavy. This is already covered, right? And I want to be clear, this covers all of your neural gains, right? If you're already doing heavy singles like maxes, and I don't care if it's on your primary exercise, I don't care if it's on an assistance exercise, you are getting the most movement pattern carryover you're going to get. You're getting the most neural drive. A 3x5 will not give you the same neural drive benefits that one ramping to a heavy single. Like you ramp up to a max over some small jumps, some of those final singles, even before you get to the max, are still giving more neural drive than a 5-rep set. They're still giving more. And that max absolutely is. Okay, so from that context, this is already covered, and there's a finite amount of it. You can't just come in and do 20 heavy singles and actually keep getting neural gains from it. It's all, you can do a handful. But that covers all of it. You're not really getting significantly more beyond that point. Same thing with the movement pattern carryover. You're going to get a little bit. I could make the case that maxing on assistance exercises, or maybe doing at most a triple, is probably better than repping out on them. Way better. Because why? We need movement pattern carryover. Okay? You want your floor press to carry over to your bench and it addresses your weak link. Do you really want to do a 3x5 or a 3x6? Like, well, you build more muscle, but we don't need it to build muscle. That's why we have accessories. Why don't you do a double, a single, a triple, ramp to a heavy triple, or even just max on it. Just max on it. Max out. Go ahead. Is that going to give you better carryover to your bench than doing a bunch of fives? Yeah, absolutely. So this is already covered. We have this handled with this stuff. Whether it's your primary exercises, assistance exercises, your speed work, all your power, rate of force production, neural drive, this is covered already. You're not going to get more by making your accessory work try to carry over. Stop thinking about movement patterns on accessories. You need to be thinking, is this going to make my tricep bigger? Is it going to make my forearm bigger? Is it going to make my lats bigger? Is it going to make my hamstring bigger? That's all you need to be thinking about. So when we talk about the movements, you don't need to be loading your whole structure up. I would rather see someone to build their back. I would rather see chest supported rows, weighted pull-ups, one arm dumbbell rows on an incline bench, like a seal rows. Stuff to where you're not loading your spine. Then build you reverse hypers, back extensions, things like that. We don't need to load the spine. For powerlifting purposes, we don't need to load our spine any further trying to gain muscle. Leave that for the bodybuilders who aren't maxing out on deadlifts already. Leave that to them. They can do that if they want. You need to be thinking, can I build the most muscle with a lighter weight? And the same thing on rep ranges. The heavier reps are going to beat you up. You're not going to be able to handle as much total volume. Just like cheat reps, you're not going to handle as much total volume. You're not going to get as many total stimulating reps in a way that doesn't beat your joints up further in the structures of your body. We're just trying to stimulate muscle growth. That is what we want. We are trying to stimulate muscle growth. That's the entire point we are making. I'll also check the forearms out today. All right, we're on point there. Powerlifter forearms. So And this point I would make to someone, what if you got paid for every gram of muscle? Like if for your accessory work right now, researchers said, hey, look, we're going to put you in a DEXA scan and we're going to give you a year to build as much muscle as you can, and we'll pay you, I don't know, $500 for every gram of muscle. What? We'll give you $500 for every gram of muscle. So you would look at that and go, literally every gram. So if I put on 10 grams of muscle, that's $5,000. So you were put in that situation, what are you going to do? Serious question. With your accessory exercises, as a power lifter, you're already going to do your big work. It's not going to compromise it. What would your accessory work look like? You're like, dude, I'd be doing 12s. I'd be doing 12 rep sets to failure. I'd be doing 15, 20 sets of muscle group. I'd be isolating all sorts of stuff. That's what you would do. Anyone disagree? Like if you were literally going to get paid for every gram, every single last gram of muscle, would you be doing 12 rep sets close to failure? Would you be isolating every head with 10, 12, 15, 20 rep sets? Dude, you'd be isolating the long head of your tricep, your rear delt, your soleus of your calf. You'd be repping that stuff out. You'd be like, I probably need 15, 16 sets of isolation. I probably need to do a bunch of 10 or plus reps. You already know that's what you would do. Don't even lie. If you were paid for every last gram. So then if you're going to train and you know that your accessory work is there to get you bigger, why don't you just train it like that anyways? Set the ego lifting aside. Do some 10 rep chest supported rows. Do some 12 rep chest supported rows. Do some 10s on your closed grip bench for your triceps. Do some 12, 15 rep press downs, laying extensions, incline dumbbell extensions, right? Finish them off with bands. Maybe do some 15s for your rear delts after all those 12 rep sets of rows. You guys already know this is what you would do. You'd be like, man, I better do a bunch of high rep good mornings. Let me do some 10s with 315 and then pump them up with hamstring curls afterwards and reverse hypers. Right? You already know that's how we get big because we're already doing the heavy part. That's already covered. We don't need the neural drive in. We don't have to think about that. We're already powerlifting. Get big. Build lean muscle tissue. And that means higher reps, strict form so that you can handle more volume without getting beat up. Because we're already doing 600-700 pound deadlifts, we don't need to beat our body further into the ground. It's already sorted. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I'll talk to you guys and gals next time.